In this video, I'll show you how to use the AUTOPUNCH feature to convert a piece of clip art into a design for your Singer Quantum Futura embroidery machine. For best results, you want to choose an uncomplicated design with solid colors if possible. Start by opening the Futura software. Click on the Create menu, then select AUTOPUNCH. Click the Next button. Click on the Select button. Find the image file that you want to work with and press OK. Wait patiently while the software works its magic. It will display a preview of the image you selected. Click on the Next button. You can change the physical size of the design. By default, it shows in centimeters, but you can change it to inches or millimeters if you prefer by using the Units drop-down below. I've decided my design will be 4 inches square. Click Next. The Futura software will do the work of automatically reducing the colors, but you can also force it to reduce to only a few colors of your choice if you prefer. The fewer colors you use, the fewer thread changes you'll need, but your shapes may be less defined. It's a good idea to select the Preview Color Reduce Picture option if you're doing so. That way you can see the reductions and make sure that they're not too drastic. Click Next whenever you're ready. Here, you'll choose your column width. Most likely you just want to keep it the 9mm default. Click Next and the software will begin simplifying your image to your specifications. This may take several minutes to complete. The Futura software will show you all the shapes it plans to embroider. In my case, it spit out outlines of all my shapes that I decided that I didn't need. In this case, I removed the unnecessary shapes one by one by selecting it and clicking the Remove button. I did this until I was left with only my main shape. If you have multiple shapes, there is the option of changing the order of which they'll be stitched by clicking on the shape and then the Move Up or Move Down button. You can also decide on a shape-by-shape basis if you prefer to have a satin stitch or a fill stitch. Additionally, you can have it stitch a background color if you're planning to use this embroidery design for a patch. When you're ready, click Next. A nice feature of the AUTOPUNCH is the Fabric Wizard. You can select a project type, and the software will automatically suggest what kind of fabric and what kind of stabilizer would work best for your design. There's also an option to choose how your machine will move between the shapes. You can either use a jump stitch, which is a long thread joining the shapes that you would snip off later, or you can use a running stitch, which is a series of small stitches between the shapes. I usually choose jump stitch. Click Finish. Your design will show in your workspace. You can then save your design by clicking the File menu, then Save Design As. To transmit the design to the Singer Quantum Futura, click on the little sewing machine icon. It will ask you if you want to optimize your design for speed. Choose yes or no depending on your preference. It will show you a preview of your first shape, which will let you know what color you need to have ready in the machine. Once your machine is threaded, click Send Block. Load up your hoop, attach to the machine, and put down the presser foot. Push the green button to start the embroidery process. If you have more than one shape, the machine will stop and your computer will prompt you to send the next shape block. Monitor your machine while it does all the heavy lifting. Make sure that your computer remains on for the duration of the process. While the machine is embroidering, let's chat a little bit about the design process. Although you can import multiple items into the workspace of the Futura software, I find that the software is a bit clunky. It might just be my system, but it's pretty bad. To avoid this, I try to get all the elements of my design into one image so that there's less fussing around in the software itself. My source image for this design was drawn by me using an older software, PaintShop Pro. You can use any digital design software on your computer, or even your phone or tablet, to draw your designs digitally and then save it as a JPEG. If you prefer to work more traditionally, you can draw and color your design on paper and either scan or take a photo of it. Since you're punching color shapes, you'll want to make sure that no matter what method you're using to import your image into the software, that the colors will be solid blocks with minimal shading. You'll want your background to be very defined, preferably a white background. If you're not an artist, you can import clip art or other images into the software as well. Just keep in mind what the copyright restrictions are for your source material so that you don't get into any legal issues. This is especially important if you're making things that are not just for your own personal use. So what happens if your design is too complicated for AUTOPUNCH? I tried out a design that I made from a vintage royalty-free medical illustration, which had a lot of details. This was my starting image. This is what AUTOPUNCH promised me. and this is the mess that I got. As you can see, this design style is not what the AUTOPUNCH feature was made for. Make sure that if you're doing a design for the first time, that you run a test on material that you don't mind wasting before moving on to the real project. I hope that you enjoyed seeing the AUTOPUNCH feature on the Singer Quantum Futura. I'll also be creating more videos about this machine, including a basic video on how to thread the machine and set up the hoops, and how to use the other software features such as PhotoStitch and Hyperfont. If you don't want to miss out on these, be sure to subscribe to my channel Craftcore for more crafty videos. I'd appreciate it if you'd give this video a like or a comment, which helps keep me motivated to create more videos. Thanks so much for watching, and see you in the next one. This is Craftcore signing off.